In this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect your Calendly account to your Monday.com account using a cool automation tool called Zapier. Zapier is a very easy to use tool that helps you connect thousands of apps together without no coding necessary. So let's go. Okay, so this is my Calendly account and I have an event type here called Discovery Call. This actually is what I use. This is the first meeting that I have with a new client, discover their pains and needs and stuff like that. So my booking page looks like this. So a client will come, they'll select a date, they'll select a time, and they will answer a series of questions. And the goal is to get all these answers and all of the meeting details into my meetings board in Monday.com. So there won't be any need for me to go to Calendly. I can see all the information right there on Monday.com. So as you can see, I'm in the CRM workspace. I'm at the Monday CRM platform, I'm in a demo workspace. I have the board set up and I've built the fields in this workspace to reflect that of the booking form that I have created in Calendly. So obviously, if you want to transfer the name, the email, company name, phone, and whatever information you want to transfer to Monday.com, you have to be sure to build those fields in Monday.com so that you can have them sync. And we are going to connect Calendly and Monday.com using Zapier. Now, Zapier, as I said, is a cool tool. It allows you to connect thousands of apps. You have choices of thousands of apps. You can connect them together without needing much code. If you take a look at their platform, you can see all the different sort of combinations that they have. You can connect your Gmail, your Monday, your other CRMs, your Google Drives, thousands of apps, Stripe, Slack, Calendly, Instagram, Facebook, thousands of apps. If one thing happens in Facebook, this happens in email. If one thing happens in Stripe, this happens in your CRM. Thousands of combinations that you can do. In this case, we're going to use Calendly and Monday.com. So the first thing you have to do is connect the apps to Zapier. So we have to connect Monday.com to Zapier and we have to connect Calendly to Zapier. So this allows Zapier the permission to pull and receive and put the data in between the apps. So we have to give it permission first. So how we do this, we are going to step onto app connections right over here. And when we click on app connections, this is where you connect all your apps. So we're going to add connection. You're going to search for it. So let's do Monday.com first. Type it here, add connection. And then it will ask you for an API key. Now I'm not going to go too much in depth of what an API key is, but basically it's a key. It's like giving Zapier a key to use Monday.com. So it's a code which you get from the settings in your Monday.com. So I'll just go get it very quickly. In Monday.com, you go to your admin settings, then there's connections, there's an API, and this is the API key over here. It's something that you do not show anyone. So I'm just going to copy it. I've copied it. Now I go back to Zapier and it's this one, and I paste it in, and yes, continue to Monday. Right, and let's see if it is connected. Voila, it has connected. So now we are going to connect Calendly. So add connection, search for it, Calendly. There you are. Add connection. It has connected automatically. Now it connected automatically because I have Calendly opened and already logged in on the same tab. So that's why it connected automatically. If you were doing it for the first time, it will probably ask you for your username and password and that API key, which is very easy to get. Normally it's under the administrative setting, under developer setting or something like that. So now that we have both Monday and Calendly connected to Zapier, so what we're going to do now is create a Zap. Now a Zap is a connection. An automation, that's the cool lingo for Zapier. So we're going to create a Zap, and this Zap is going to be when a meeting is scheduled on Calendly, it's going to create an event in Monday.com. It's going to create an item in Monday.com, basically all the information from the meeting. So in order to do that, we go to Zaps, and we are going to create a Zap. All right, and this is it here. Now the trigger. What is the trigger? The trigger is when an appointment is scheduled. So select the event that starts your Zap. We're going to click on this. We're going to go on Calendly. And if you had not connected your Calendly before, you could have connected it right now. So you don't always have to make your connections before. You could actually connect your apps as you go. But I just connected both of them before. So I have Calendly, select the event. When you click on select the event over here, trigger event, what is the trigger? It's going to be, you see, you have a bunch of options you can choose from. In this case, we're going to select triggers when an invitee schedules an event. This is what we want. So when an event is scheduled, when someone goes onto my booking page and schedules an event. So this is what we're going to select. All right, and it has the account that is connected to. Once again, if I wanted to connect it to another Calendly account, I can change it, and then it would ask me for the password and all that jazz. But we don't need to. Then we click continue. Keep that as user. All right. You see, this is the event, discovery call, as you can see here, discovery call, absolutely free. If I had more than one event here, then those options would have shown here, and then you just select which appointment type you wanted to use. So in this case, I only have one, so it's going to be this. So you select that, and we continue. And now what Zapier does, it gives you an option to test the trigger to make sure that the connection works. So I'm just going to test trigger. And then voila, it says we found records in your Calendly account. We will load up to 3 most recent records. This is just them showing that it actually retrieved the information from Calendly. It's actually connected to it. And this is, yes, this was a previous entry that I did, so I know that it is pulling it correctly. So now continue with selected record. So I've set the trigger, which is invitee created. Once again, if you want to rename this, you can rename it. You can also click on this if you wanted to edit it. You know, you can change your setup, you can change your account if you made any errors before. But we've done a good job with that. So now it's the action. So when an invitee is created, we want to create an entry in Monday.com. So that is the event that we want to create here, the action. This is the action. So you click on action, and now we're going to use, Monday. Search for Monday.com. It is there. Setup. My Monday.com is already set up. As I said before, if you had not connected your Monday.com, it would have asked you right here to connect your Monday.com. So what's the action event? What do I want to occur in Monday once someone makes an appointment on Calendly? I want to create an item. I want to create an item. Okay, in this account. Next. Now it's going to ask you, well, which board? So now you're going to select the board that you want to create the item in Monday.com, which is this board, the meetings and activities board. As you can see, meetings and activities demo. So that's the board that I want to create the item on. Group ID. What group do I want the entry to be in? I want the entry to be under open activities. As you can see in my board, I have 3 groups: open, closed, and cancelled. So I want all new entries to go into open activities. Item name. Now here's where it gets cool. Item name. Now what you can do over here, this is where you start transferring, you start syncing information, you start informing Zapier what information from Calendly you want to go into Monday.com, what you want the fields to read. So item name, you click on this positive icon, and these are all the fields in Calendly. If you look over here at there's a bunch of fields. There's name, email, company name, phone, comments, and there's a bunch of other fields that are sort of like system fields and stuff like that, or fields and stuff like that, which you can transfer onto Monday.com. So in this case, we want name, email, company name, phone, and comments, whatever comments that the client puts. We want this information to go onto Monday. So what we have to do is search for these fields amongst this list here. So invitee name, this is the client's name. So let's go item name. So the item name would be, let's give this event type name. And if you click on this, it tells you what it is. Discovery call, absolutely free. So this is what the item name is, because it is a discovery call. Sub item name, I don't need anything for that. Activity type, this is usually my discovery calls are on Google, so I'm going to select Google. And the reason why it's reading that is actually reading the data from Monday.com. It's reading the fields, all the information that I have on Monday. It's reading it. So I have a field called called activity type with different options. Google Meeting being one of them, which are usually what my Calendly appointments are. They're Google Meetings. So I have selected activity type to be Google Meeting. Owner, who is the owner? Well, the owner is the person who is in charge of the meeting. In this case, this is my booking page, so I am the owner. So I go here and I select me, Luke Ribeiro. Name. This is the client's name. The client's name would be invitee name. The company. This is the company of the company would be, let's scroll down for it. We could actually type it right here, sorry. Just to make, here it is. Questions and answers. Company name. No, sorry, it's over here. Company name. This is the one we go here. Phone. Click on that. This question and response to question. Phone. This is the field here. Email. Invitee email. Comments. The reason why this is taking a little bit long is because Calendly has it labeled as a question, because in my form in Calendly, it's not I added extra questions. You can add a lot of questions if you want. You could have added company size, how many employees do you have, how much money do you make, what's your annual income. You could put any amount of questions in your Calendly form and then just have the corresponding columns in Monday.com and map them. In this case, my comments it's actually labeled as an event type custom question, because it was a custom question that I built in. So I just have to find it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I found it here. It was my third question and response, which is, please share anything that will help prepare for our meeting, which, as you can see, please share anything that will help prepare for our meeting. So whatever answer the client puts here, I want that to go to Monday. So it's actually going to be the answer to this question. This is the question, I want the answer. So I'll select this. And then the start time. So the start time is going to be the start time of the meeting, whatever time the client schedules. Right now it's at, as you can see, when they click on a date, as I said, when they click on a date, there's all these times which they can schedule. So we want these times to go across to Monday. So back to Zapier, the start time would be, hit plus, ask for start, schedule event start time, voila. And the end time would be schedule event end time. That's it. Status. Is it a cancel meeting, open meeting, or a done meeting? It's going to be an open meeting. As you can see, once again, I have the status, and these are the options, sorry, open, done, cancel. In this case, this will be an open meeting, meaning it's not closed. And that should be it. So let's click continue. And this here just shows you how they're mapping everything. No need to really pay attention to this. Let's test the step. And it's testing right now. Oh, it says failed to create an item in Monday.com. The app returned 200 with no further details. So something happened here. Let's fix this. Okay, I think I know what I did wrong. Under the configure, under phone, question and response to question. But I don't want the question to come to the phone column. The question is, what is your phone number? I don't want the question to be in the phone column. I want the answer to be in the phone column. I believe that is it. So I just click on this. It is question 2, event type, question and response to answer. Right, this, I want the phone number. What I had was this, which is the actual question. And that's what is giving me a problem, because in Monday.com, the phone column I have is set up to take a phone number, not a text. So that's, I assume that is why it's not working. So I'm just going to have this as the option here, the answer, and I'm going to delete the question. So this is the answer here. Perfect. And let's continue with that. All right, let's test the step. Let's see if that works. Beautiful. Voila. Perfect. Nice. So now, if we go to Monday.com, look, it puts this was one of the entries that I had on Calendly before. It was a test entry, which Zapier is using to test the connection. And as you can see, look, it comes here. So let's do this from scratch now. Let's create a new appointment and let's see if it works. First things first, now that we know the Zap is working, we are going to publish it. We click publish. It is publishing. Voila, so now our Zap is live, and you could switch on and switch off a Zap anytime you want. So now if you go to the home page, under Zaps, this is it right over here. Zap is off, and I am going to turn it on. This was something that I did 4 hours ago. I'm just going to delete that, delete Zap. And then of course, you know, good habit is of course to label all your Zaps and everything properly. So this is going to be called Calendly to Monday.com. Let's call it that for now. Voila. And now status, it says the Zap is off. Let us turn it on. Okay, so now let's pretend someone wants to book a meeting. So they select Friday the 11th at 3 p.m. Let's put in Luke. My email is luke@calendly.com. Of course, it's not that. I'm just Luco, that's the company name. Phone number 1-929-742, blah, 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 blah. It's just a random number. Hello, I would like to know how to use Zapier. Please help. Okay, and now they have scheduled an event. So now I should see this on my Monday.com account. Let's see if it pops up, doing this in real time. So about a minute has passed and I hadn't seen it, so I'm going back to Zapier to see what is happening. And then when I look here, I see this is the Zap that we created. It says it's off. I thought I turned it on. So I'm going to turn it on. Okay, so now it's on. So let's go back and do it all over again. Let's select Monday the 14th. Let's be sure that is on. All right, it is on. Good. So, I'm sorry, I'm going a little cuckoo here. 14th at 3 o'clock next. Let's go again. Let's call this Luke second test. Let's call this Luke at secondtest.com. Company name Luke second. Phone number 929-765, whatever. I don't know whose number is that. This is my second test for Zapier. Please help me understand the process. Okay, let's schedule the event and let's see what happens now. Okay, so that attempt did not work and I was doing some behind the scenes and I realized that my Calendly account was free account because I use this for this demo, and Zapier doesn't work on free accounts. So that happens. Certain softwares you need to have a paid account for Zapier to work. In Calendly, yeah, you need to have a standard account, a standard plan or above. I was using a free plan just for the sake of this video, so I just upgraded it. So now I have a standard plan on Zapier, on Calendly, sorry, and now my Zap is on. It was always switching off. That's why that's why it wasn't syncing. So now we're going to do it one last time and hopefully this time it should work. So back to someone selecting a date. I'm just going to do this very quickly. Let's call it the 14th at 4 p.m. Next, this is third test, Luke 3rd at email.com. Luke 3rd, phone number 9. Thank you for helping Zapier. All right, hopefully this should do it. And now that meeting has been set. Beautiful, and here it is. Luke 3rd, company name, phone number, email, and the comments. So voila. So now, as you can see, here it is. So now there's no need to go into your Calendly account. All your meetings, when your clients schedule their meetings online, usually you have that calendar link on your website, or you can send it to them by a link and they can schedule an appointment online. Everything goes directly to your Monday.com account. And if you want, you can build a calendar view over here, and you click on calendar and you have a calendar view of all your meetings. So here it is. These are all the meetings. You click on it, you get the details of it. Luke 3rd, company name, voila, voila. I just realized that the company name actually did not sync. It's not supposed to say company name. The actual company name is supposed to be there. So I'm just going to very quickly go back to the Zap and edit it. Sorry, I'm going to click it. Part of it. All this is part of it. So I realized that company name, you see, once again, I have the question. I don't want the question. I want the answer. So you edit here. Where is the company? I went to the company name, so I'm going to delete this. And it's the answer that I want. I want the person's answer, not the question. Question and response 1, question. And it's a bit tricky to find it. No question, no company questions. Sorry. Very quickly, I just can't. It needs to be perfect. And answer question, question and answer, right? Question and response, answer. Needs name, right? Yes. So that is what is supposed to be there. And now we continue. Publish it. Yes. Published version name, version 2. Okay, let's try it one more time and see if it works. Schedule another event. Let's go to 15th at 2 o'clock. Next. 4th test. Sorry guys, this is a long video. Luke at 4.com. 4th code 929. This is my 4th test. Scheduled event. I hope I switch it on. I don't think I switch it on. 1 second. Oh, I did switch it on. So here you go. You see discovery call, that, and the company's name has now been filled here. All right, perfect. So now it is complete. It is complete. Thank you for hanging on with me. Okay, so there you have it. You saw how we use Zapier to connect Calendly onto your Monday.com board. So if you are having issues setting up your Monday.com boards or even using Zapier and unifying all your applications into one platform, in this case, I like to unify everything into Monday.com. If you're having any issues, there's a link below. Contact us. We'll be more than happy to help. Until next time, be well.